Good day all, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, Everyday People's Voice, most especially to our subscribers and our returnees for being part of our outstanding news outlet that is devoted and committed to breaking the latest news and headlines to you as it comes. Here we also bring to you news in politics, current affairs, business news, sports, entertainment, and so much more around Nigeria and the world, including where and when they happen. Because, as you all know, our sources of information are reliable and accurate. That's why we are the window to the world. Thank you all for staying tuned. But before I go further, if this is your first time of coming across our channel, please be so kind to subscribe, like, and share our video. This video you're about to watch is a must-watch video. Please watch to the end so that you will get the in-depth analysis of everything. Let's watch the video, my people.
Put it, another struggle to bring Nigerian leadership out of the dark ages into the light. Mr. Baba Ahmed, of course, known to be unapologetically outspoken, and he's come out of the experience of that unique position with both guns blazing. He's written an open letter to President Tinubü calling on him to step aside for a new generation of Nigerians who can carry the country forward with fresh ideas and energy. He said President Tinubü had failed to turn what he called inauguration goodwill into effective leadership, and that the renewed hope agenda was not a coherent plan for governance, but more of a set of campaign promises. And he twisted the knife further, insisting that more than half of President Tinubü's cabinet had no business managing an administration that had the huge task of improving security, livelihoods, and the public trust. He warned that Nigerians across the regions are deeply dissatisfied with the North drifting away from the president under the weight of economic hardship, insecurity, and alienation, the East politically disengaged, the South fragmented, and the Southwest, at best, lukewarm. Ouch. Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by Hakeem Baba Ahmed. This is his first television interview, the first he's granted since he resigned as Special Advisor on Political Affairs at the presidency. He was also, of course, the former spokesman of the Northern Elders Forum. Thank you very much indeed for coming in.
Thank you very much, Charles. It's good to see you. Long time.
Lovely to see you again, and glad that administration. I mean, that sounds pretty strong.
Well, look, it would have been easier if it was just about me. Am I busy? Am I lazy? Am I just going there to the villa to feel good? I have a nice title. I'm advisor to the president. If it was all about me, quite possibly I would have stayed longer. But I felt I could have been a lot more useful to the country and to the administration. I believed also, I don't like for this thing to sound boastful, I believe I had something to offer.
Indeed.
Which was the reason why they asked me to go there. Not to sit idle and to watch a lot of things going wrong. And you don't have an opportunity to fix them. You don't have an opportunity to engage the president, who has all the powers to be engaged. You don't have any channel. I saw the vice president virtually every working day. We talked, we discussed the country. But Nigeria requires a lot more than talking with the vice president.
But did you have an opportunity to meet the president?
No, I didn't.
For your entire time there?
No, I think I met him. I saw him 3 times in the mosque in the villa, and we sort of shook hands. No, shake. There's a mosque in the villa, so you would see. But I never had a chance to sit down with President Tinubü.
And why do you think that was the case?
I honestly don't know. I think I think part of the problem is that he never really had time for people like us.
People like you? I mean, you were a special advisor.
Yeah. I'm not sure he had time for a lot of the people working for him. You quoted part of the letter that I wrote to him. I used the language very carefully. Said it was insular, isolated. That's not the words you use casually. The president really is genuinely isolated. Whether it's by choice or by circumstances we don't understand, the bottom line is he ought to be available to a lot more of the people that he had trusted, either to run ministries or departments or to advise him. And he isn't. And that's a problem for the country, not so much for him, but it's a lot, because the president of Nigeria is a hugely powerful person, and he
but also
has
there's a
massive
lot of responsibility
on his shoulders.
Absolutely.
So if he's not going to look for solutions to problems from people that he had appointed, there are only two options that are left. Is he getting advice from the wrong people, or is he getting no advice at all? And there are other issues that I raised in my letter. I said somehow I just think when I use the word insular, it really was about, when you hear people close to him speak about Nigeria, it's as if we live in two different worlds. And that is the most frustrating thing for me. We would leave the villa, we would go home, we would watch read people, and sometimes we would drive around, we go home, we mix with poor people. We knew how desperate the country is, how desperately life is, difficult life is, the insecurity level, how high it is. People who are losing hope, asking what is the value of this democracy. And sometimes they say, what are you doing there? We thought with people like you, we wouldn't be seeing some of these things. At least, are you guys really advising the president about some of these things? And it all amounts to this idea that the president is either not interested in getting advice, or is getting advice from the people that he hasn't appointed officially to give him advice. Either way, when I use those words, insular and isolated, very carefully, because that's exactly how I read it. I believe if President Tinubü was more open to suggestions and advice, and if he has higher quality of people handling sensitive positions for him, and he makes himself available to them, and they talk to him, and he tells them, they tell him what they think, I think the country will be better.
So are you going to join the new coalition that's being talked about?
At this stage, no. And I hope even in the future, I doubt it. I have very serious misgivings about all this talk about coalitions and all this jumping from one place to another one. I think these are signs of just how degenerated the political process has become. And it's a very sad thing for Nigeria today, as we speak, a country that has never faced more problems than we have, that its leadership entirely, the whole spectrum of leadership, is all running around looking for places to continue to run the country aground.
Well, I think your term, to many people, described it well. I mean, it's a very insular, inward-looking group that just sort of talk to themselves.
The politicians.
That's the impression, people have.
The entire politicians, all of them.
I mean, it's extraordinary, really.
Without any difference. Everyone, those in government, those trying to get into the government, those jumping guns and ship, and those looking for coalitions, the whole lot. I mean, you can count the number of politicians who are literally holding the country to ransom. In political science, we call it state capture. There are not more than 2,000 Nigerians who are running this country politically. And it's all about them.
It's extraordinary,
it's
really,
all about them.
And hearing it from someone like yourself, who not only achieved tremendous prominence